we most definitely have a lot of work in front of us. It's not uncommon that we actually do fill this room down here with like-minded people trying to make a difference. And I hope that we can build our organization back to the strength that we have come from and that we have seen that we are capable of. Usually I'm more of an off-the-cuff sort of guy, not really one for written speeches, but I thought this was such an important event tonight. I did pen some words that I will also make available like on the website and publicly later on. So if you will indulge me for using a teleprompter, I'll be forever in your debt. Friends, to unite, to educate, and to inspire. This is the mission statement that the founders of our organization bestowed upon us. The words are so simple and yet so very eloquent. Over the next few minutes, I would like to apply these words to the vision that I have for Caution, not just to those in this room, but to those that hopefully we can reach out to via Jack's gracious video. Next week, I also share to plan some practical initiatives that I have to make this vision a reality. To unite. Believers in limited, responsible government are an incredibly diverse group of people, both in terms of demographics and philosophy. Young and old, black and white, male and female, we are united behind a common desire for liberty and a belief in the inalienable rights which we are each and every one of us created with. In Caution, we are all welcome. Our individual philosophies are equally as diverse. Some of us lean more libertarian. Some are more primarily concerned with the social issues and the fabric of American culture. Some in the Tea Party are even more moderate, but share a desire to return to the honest and open government that we should expect. In Caution, all are welcome. Our minor differences aside, the focus of the Tea Party since its founding has been on the fiscal mismanagement at all levels of government. T itself stands for taxed enough already, and I'm sure that you all agree. Our nation finds itself in a $16 trillion deficit. Our local government seems to know no bounds when it comes to funding programs that do not even fall into the purview of government. Taxes rise, the standard of living falls, and far too often the plans of those who would grow the size and scope of government go unchallenged. This must stop. Moving forward, not only must members of Caution unite behind efforts that we can mutually be agreed upon, but we must openly and vocally work to unite with other organizations that support any particular goal that we have. There are organizations in this town that we would generally agree with. The Republican Party affiliate groups, the Libertarian Party, Campaign for Liberty, Charlotte Matters. We need to work more closely with our natural allies. The more voices you add to the chorus, the louder the singing becomes. There are others with which we generally disagree, but differences on one set of issues do not and should not preclude our ability to work together when we share a common goal. We have previously written a joint press release with the Occupy Charlotte movement regarding Chiquita funding by the City Council. Another example that I joked about on Facebook was that last week the blazer that I wore really hadn't seen the light of days for years. The depths of the closet it came from. When I got home, in the pocket of that blazer, I found a letter from the Mecklenburg County Green Party that was written in 2001, in which they outlined their opposition to public funding of Time Warner Arena. I can't say that I agree with much of the Green Party philosophy, but their membership played a key role in the grassroots movement that we conducted to defeat that referendum. And so I think that while we will not always agree on everything, and differences and discourse will always have a home here, where we disagree, let us do it respectfully and with an open mind and with a desire to learn from our fellow man. But where we do agree, let us unite and work to make a difference. Now, the second part, to educate. Educate is absolutely essential for the success of our organization. It's also a two-way street. We must work to educate ourselves on the issues of the day so that we may be better qualified to speak and to act. Knowledge is, indeed, power. To this end, I will work diligently to provide a number of guest speakers on various issues. Topics will be across the spectrum, as I hope to attract as wide a variety of attendees to our meetings as possible. I also hope to attract some well-recognized brand name speakers whose presence will be a draw in and of itself. I've already done some work to this end, and let's just say that we've got a lot of doors open to us. I look forward to making some announcements in the near future. We must also become more active in educating each other. There are so many issues and topics, it is nearly impossible for any one person to keep up with everything. As I'll outline next week, we are going to create a committee structure here in Caution. Standing committees will be tasked with following particular issues or even a broader topic like city, county, or state legislative initiatives. As we begin to get into a regular flow with our weekly meetings, these committees will report to the group at large and educate us as to what we need to know and what action that we may take to truly make a difference. And yes, this means that you will have to work. As the saying goes, many hands makes light work, but if we are an organization solely dependent on just a top-down management structure, just me, just our officer corps, we will never fulfill our full potential. We must all become part of the solution. I mentioned earlier that education is also a two-way street. While we need to educate ourselves, we must also work to educate others. Hoarding knowledge does no good. It is designed to be shared. We must reach out to the community to share that which we know, whether through traditional media, social media, or even through literally bringing push cards to our neighbors. We cannot hope to accomplish anything at all if no one even knows what it is we do or where it is we stand. And finally, to inspire. With so much going on in our world, it is easy to become frustrated and lethargic. When there's so much seemingly on the wrong path, it is a natural reaction that we just want to throw our hands up and just be done with it. And believe me, I've been there. I've actually officially quit politics twice. Really seems to stick. After a time, though, the realization sets in that problems will not just fix themselves. Without our involvement, we feed into the very problems that we see. Our silence is a tacit acceptance of what goes on around us, and we can no longer afford to be silent. The definition of inspiration is the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something. I think that starts by becoming doers ourselves. The hardest step in any journey is the first one. This is especially true if you're working alone. But when you see others that are doing what you would like to see done, there is a natural spark that develops, and pretty soon you're becoming part of the solution. You can inspire others by being a doer rather than simply an observer. You can provide encouragement to others to be a force for good. You do have a role to fill with us. Our community and our state are in need of leaders to represent the consciousness of conservatism. Our role is to monitor and influence our elected officials on both sides of the aisle, and to ensure that the limited government position that we hold is shared with the public at large. We must work to organize, energize, grow our ranks, and be effective advocates for liberty. And how do we do this? Well, ask yourself a question. What change would you like to see happen? There. Now you have a goal. Our organization has a great deal of talent within its ranks. How can we, as a group, help you to achieve your goal? We have good writers. We have good researchers. We have good speakers. We have the ability to reach a very wide media audience. We have 250 specific members on our Facebook group. We have nearly 1,000 on our Facebook page within the Greater Charlotte Tea Party. We have activists, and we have doers. If I had to pick just the one thing I thought was important in terms of organizing our group, I think inspiration really is the key. I mentioned before that if as president I try to do everything by myself, or even with the support of the other officers, we will shrink this group into nothingness, and it will fail to accomplish anything. Sure, we can meet every week, we can have a nice speaker, but what goes on within these walls, does it really make a difference? My goal is to inspire you to find your interest, your role, your place in history. Yeah. Do you have an idea for a project? Well, guess what? Titles are free. Congratulations, I hereby appoint you the Executive Director in charge of Project X. What resources can we help provide you with? How can we help you make a difference? This is a total team effort, and I hope that we can work together in ways that can unite, to educate, and to inspire us all so that we can truly make a difference in this community. Thank you very much.